A man no longer concerned with money, only with the moves on the board. A man no one can find, but who always appears at the right moment. The wealthy beggar and the strategy of brand multiplication. A light rain falls, tiny droplets pattering down on the industrial outskirts of Dallas, where modern factories rise like steel fortresses across the vast landscape. A massive cosmetics plant stands at the heart of the area, the ceaseless hum of machinery filling the air. Giant trucks rumble in and out, hauling carefully packed crates bearing a single name, the premium cosmetics brand that made its owner a household name. But today, something feels off. Before the cold iron gates of the factory, a strange figure stands silently, like a living statue amid the bustling flow. His threadbare coat is soaked from the rain, his tattered shoes exposing dirt-caked toes. Yet his eyes observe everything with an uncanny focus. He's been there all morning, heedless of the chill seeping into his skin, ignoring the curious stares and whispers from workers passing through the gate. "Where'd this guy come from?" a worker mutters, clutching a tray of tools. "Probably some failure looking for a job," another replies, voice dripping with sarcasm. "Look at how he's watching, like he's calculating something." A third voice chimes in, tinged with suspicion. He pays no mind to their chatter. His sharp eyes remain fixed on the factory, as if peering through the sturdy iron gates to the complex operations within. Then, a sleek black car glides past the entrance, its engine purring softly in the quiet space. The man in the back seat is none other than Grant, the cosmetics mogul, owner of the largest factory in Texas, a man who built an empire from humble jars of skin cream. The beggar tracks the car, his gaze unwavering. Then, suddenly, he steps right into the road, directly in front of the speeding vehicle. Tires screech, sliding on the wet pavement, leaving long black streaks. Grant, inside, furiously rolls down the window, his face flushed with rage.
"Looking to die, old man?"
But the beggar doesn't flinch. He stands there, his icy eyes locked on Grant, and speaks in a low, confident tone. A single sentence that stuns everyone around.
"Do you want this factory to sell more?"
Grant freezes, his anger dissolving into a mix of surprise and curiosity. The question is obvious. Who wouldn't want to sell more? But the way the beggar asks it, with unwavering certainty, as if he already holds the answer, sends a strange shiver down Grant's spine. The driver lowers the window further, and the beggar continues, his voice steady and unshaken.
"Your factory only produces one brand, right?"
Grant narrows his eyes, studying the odd man before him.
"Yes, we're a premium brand. We don't manufacture for anyone else."
The beggar nods, a glint of sharpness flashing in his eyes.
"That's the problem. You're selling too little, because you only have one brand."
A few nearby workers pause, eavesdropping with interest. The steady patter of rain provides a backdrop to this bizarre exchange. Grant pulls a cigar from his coat pocket, lights it, and takes a long drag, white smoke curling into the damp air.
"So, what do you think I should do?"
The beggar smirks, a fleeting, enigmatic smile crossing his weathered face.
"Create 50 more brands."
Laughter erupts from the nearby workers, drowning out the rain. This guy's nuts. Grant just built a top-tier brand. Why would he split it up? Who dilutes their own brand like that? Another mocks. But the beggar doesn't laugh. He stands there, calm as if their taunts are mere breezes passing by. He looks at Grant, his voice still even but brimming with conviction.
You don't need to sell all 50 brands yourself. You just need to own them.
Grant stubs his cigar in the car's ashtray, his expression shifting.
Keep talking.
The beggar taps the car hood lightly, his gesture as natural as if he's teaching a lesson.
Register 50 different cosmetics brands, each with its own style: natural, luxury, organic, intensive, high-end spa, whatever you like. Then license those brands to anyone who wants to manufacture cosmetics at this factory.
A worker nearby scoffs, interrupting.
What's that, selling our production formula?
The beggar shakes his head, his icy gaze sweeping over the interrupter.
Wrong. You're not just selling a formula, you're selling a ready-made, legally protected brand, meaning anyone who wants to make cosmetics without the hassle of building a brand from scratch can rent one from you.
The air grows still. The rain's patter becomes more distinct in the sudden silence. Grant exhales smoke slowly, his eyes narrowing as if envisioning something grand.
In other words, I stop being a product seller and become a brand seller?
The beggar nods, a flicker of satisfaction in his eyes.
Exactly. And instead of one brand fighting to compete, you've got dozens hitting every market segment.
A worker whispers to another, voice tinged with awe.
If he does that, this factory could produce for hundreds of companies, and none of them would need to start a brand from zero.
Grant falls silent, his eyes gradually brightening. Suddenly, the beggar before him is no longer a lunatic. He's a visionary, a man holding a move no one saw coming. 6 months later, Grant's cosmetics factory becomes an undeniable phenomenon. It's no longer just a single premium brand. Now, he owns 50 distinct cosmetics brands, from affordable to ultra-luxury, each with its own story and style. Any business wanting to enter the cosmetics game can place a big enough order and gain the right to use a pre-existing brand. No cost or time spent building from scratch. Grant has it already. The factory's revenue quadruples, transforming it into a true empire. And those who once mocked the beggar now bow their heads in silence. That night, as Grant sits in his lavish office, gazing at his success through a massive window, his phone buzzes on the desk. A message from an unknown number appears. Just one line.
People don't buy cosmetics. They buy the brand behind the cosmetics.
No signature, no identity. But Grant knows exactly who sent it. He's gone, vanished like a phantom into the night. A man who once stood at the pinnacle of intellectual property law, now wandering among desperate entrepreneurs, delivering game-changing moves. A man no longer driven by money, but by the thrill of grand strategies. A man no one can find, but who always appears at the right moment. The lessons from this story are precious gems amid life's currents. Don't just sell a product, sell a brand, because that's where true power lies. To dominate a market, own multiple brands at once. One brand is an opportunity, but dozens are countless victories. And the smartest players don't compete. They build systems that make others depend on them. The beggar vanishes again, as he always does. But his story never ends. Somewhere in the city, another entrepreneur teeters on the edge of survival. And one day, when the rain falls again, he'll appear with his threadbare coat and piercing eyes, bringing a new move to the game.